Hello everybody, I hope all of y'all are having a good day today. You know, it's written that the law was just, it was a mirror of things to come. You know, it's like you could, what you seen on the surface, you know, of them doing carnal things, there was if you had spiritual eyes, you could see the mirror reflection of the spiritual things that it represented. All right, and most people got caught up in the law. They got caught up in the spelling, the spell of the letter, and they couldn't see. They couldn't see the truth. You know, remember Moses put a veil on his face because the people were afraid of him. They were afraid of the truth. Remember, Moses couldn't cross the Jordan and go into the promised land. Religion will not get you into the promised land. All right? But whenever the Israelites were getting ready to cross the Jordan to go into the promised land, God told Joshua, he said, have the priest, the Levitical priest. Remember, we are the Levitical priesthood now, all right? We're Levitical priest forever in the order of Melchizedek, all right? He told them, he said, you go out and stand in the middle of the Jordan. And whenever they went and put their foot down like they were going to hit water, the water just dried up to where their feet were on dry ground, and the water's backed up in the river on both sides. All right? And what they did was, as they stood there, they told everybody else, okay, come, cross. And they stayed in the middle of the Jordan until the whole nation come across. They were there protecting them. Come in, all right? They were like the shepherds bringing in the flock. You remember in the book of Revelations where it's written about the 144,000, after it talks about them being sealed and everything, it says, then after that, there was a great multitude whose number could not be counted, all right? This is a reflection of that. The 144,000 are the priests. They are the priests and kings and queens, okay? They're singing their song. Remember, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. After the Israelites had all crossed over, God told Joshua to get 12 men to go and get 12 stones out of the river and bring it out. And those 12 stones that those 12 men represent the 12 tribes of Israel, the 144,000. And that is the foundation stones for New Jerusalem. All right, the 144,000 have been redeemed from the earth. All right, that word for redeemed there means that they've been purchased, they've been bought. Okay, these guys, if you know what I'm talking about, if you are a beloved, you've experienced God's love, you know how his love changed you in the blink of an eye, and that all the good things about you now come from him and not you. It's like with me, in an instant, I was released from addiction, anger, all kinds of negative things, something that I had been a prisoner of all of my life. In an instant, it was gone. And I can never boast and say I did anything. I can never boast and say, well, God did that for me because I was keeping the Sabbath, or I wasn't eating pork, or doing this, or doing that. It was just strictly, I was in his presence. I heard his voice. And the moment I heard his voice, I was defeated. I lost my life. Remember Jacob, he named the place Peniel, because he saw God face to face and his life was preserved. Well, that word in Hebrew means snatched away. His life was snatched away. It was no longer him who lived, but Christ who now lives within him. And that is with us, the 144,000. New Jerusalem has 12 gates. Each gate represents a tribe of Israel. There is no gate in New Jerusalem that says Gentiles, okay? There's the 12 tribes, and there is those gates. All right, and the new priest, the 144,000, each 12,000 has a gate that is assigned to them. Remember when Jacob woke up from his dream, he said, surely this place is the gateway, or the gate to heaven, or to God. Excuse me, I got hiccups. The Levitical priests, the 140,000, are the gateways. We are the stargates all right, for the great multitude to cross over. And we're there to guard it. We're shepherds, because we won't let anybody come in there trying to say, no, you got to keep the Sabbath, or no, women can't talk in church, or you can't do this, or you have to do that. We're there to strictly guard that gate and let nobody in with any ego or pride. All right, nobody coming in with a boastful heart. All right, we're there to bring them across the Jordan. It's because of our song that we sing. And that song doesn't come from us, it comes from God. It says they sing a new song, and that word new there means something that has never been heard before. It's something new. And you don't hear very many people talking like I do. There's a few of us out there right now, but we're growing in number. That's what the 144,000 are for. They are the gateways. And no, I'm not saying you have to come through us to get to heaven, all right? But we've all went through Christ to get to where we're at. And we're telling you, we're there to shepherd the flock and tell them it's by Christ alone, not by your religious works. And then once you come into the promised land, those works will flow from you like water, okay? And you'll know that you can't boast and say that you did anything, because it's all God's. But you can't know that until you come into the presence of God. When it speaks about the 144,000, it says that there sounds like thunderous rushing waters. All right, and remember when the Levitical priest crossed the Jordan and they got the stones out of there, the Jordan filled back up, and it was at flood stage. It was rushing waters. It's all a mirror, okay? The law was a mirror of things to come, all right? Those who have the circumcision of the heart, those are the ones that are called, that are chosen. They're the Levitical priesthood. I can never look at anybody and judge them by things that they're doing, that what the rest of the world might call a sin, okay? I cannot look at them and judge them, because I am guilty of doing the same things back in the day before I knew the Lord, okay? So whenever somebody is doing something bad, I can't judge them. The only thing I can do is share my song, all right? And if my song resonates with them, then they're going to want to cross into the Jordan, all right, and have what I have. And then when they come in to cross the Jordan and come into the presence of God, all that stuff that all you guys out there are pointing fingers at them for, all that stuff that you say is wrong with them, all that stuff's going to disappear. And they'll be just like me, saying, I can't boast and say I did anything. It wasn't because I did some kind of religious works. All right? People have to come in that come as you are, but don't expect to stay that way. It's written that there will be no need for the sun or the moon, because God will give it the light. And that the Lamb is the lamp. And it's written that the kings of the earth will bring their splendor to it. All right, and the gates will never be shut. All right, meaning their eyes, the gateway, will never be closed. God will be with them forever and ever. All right, He'll never let them go. But the kings of the earth, priest kings, will bring their splendor to it. It's not really their splendor. It's the lamp of the Lamb within them. Remember, they overcame Him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. And remember, the blood is the life force. The life force is in the blood. Whenever they stuck Jesus in the side, His blood and His water dripped down onto the ground, and there where it was is Golgotha, the place of the skull. It's your skull, it's my skull. All right? The life force of the Lamb is within us, making us the priest kings of New Jerusalem. They have to come through our gates. I love you all. God bless.